Ooh, I didn't put the author.
Oh, someone needs to put their phone on silent. Is that Samantha?
Yes. I was like, it's not me.
It's definitely me. Frick.
All right. Welcome to Our Life in Books, where we talk about our lives, books, and everything in between. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Samantha. And we're cousins.
Yay!
Grab yourself some tea and get cozy because this week we're talking about memoirs, the theme for our March reading challenge.
Woo!
But first, what tea are we drinking?
So this week because it's just a few days past St. Patrick's Day, we're drinking the Irish Stout tea from Adagio Teas.
Yep.
It's really delicious. When I first smelled it, I thought it smelled like caramel.
Yeah.
I was wrong. There's no caramel in it. It's chocolate.
Oh, I was like, I gotta smell that.
So it's got Assam Melody, Silent Sonata, Cocoa Nibs, chocolate and cream flavors. Ooh. And then it's got shamrock sprinkles.
I do like the
cute.
Shamrock sprinkles.
Yeah.
They're really cute.
They're adorable. So I don't think it's available anymore, but if you are a frequent Adagio Teas buyer, you can use your frequent cups points or whatever to get limited edition teas.
Yeah. So. That's pretty cool. And also, I think they come out usually every year. So next year, keep your eyes out for it.
And sorry about the coughing. That's going to happen throughout. I'm going to try and point my coughs away from the mic, not into it.
Yeah, I mean, we were both sick. Elizabeth's way worse than I was last week.
Yeah, so last week, me and the boys had strep throat and influenza, and it was a great week.
You didn't come around their house. No,
and then
absolutely not.
The medicine that they gave us to get rid of the flu made the boys throw up. Mm-hmm. So it was a good time.
Good time at the Smith household. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this tea is really good. And I got us some new mugs for the podcast. Target, Target dollar area can get you. But it had little
tea infuser
baskets. And I really liked the mugs. I don't know.
I don't know.
I wish it had a little handle. But
yeah, I wish the basket had, because it's really hot.
Yeah, I was just like, hot.
Burn the tips of my fingers. We need a little tweezers to pull.
Yeah, or something like that, honestly. Were you going to say something?
Probably, I forgot.
Okay, good.
I coughed it out. We're good. So what are you reading this week?
Well, I'm reading a book, and I finished 2 books a couple days ago.
Oh my God, same.
Yeah,
we're finally reading again.
I know. I don't know what happened. I think mine was because I decided that I'm just going to stop trying to read into books. I'm just going to pick them up, and I've just started going through my NetGalley backlist because it's ridiculous and I need to get it down.
Yeah.
So I read the series is called Torn Between Two. It's a duet. It's only 2 books by Maya Kayla.
Okay.
And it's basically, let me refresh my memory really quick as I rage. I remember, so I actually cried at the second one.
Oh, no.
So it's, you know how we talked about how I don't really like romances with love triangles?
Yeah.
Well, it was a love triangle. I think that's why I took so long to read it because I was like, I'm not going to like this. Oh, I loved it. It was but it was intense. So it's basically about this girl who is just a normal girl, and she has this big crush on a rock star, kind of a groupie. She's liked him for a long time, and she has a chance to meet him. She goes to his concert and then goes up and gets the courage to meet him, and he likes her back.
Oh God.
And so she is the type that is monogamous, same, home relationship, gonna grow up and, wants house and kids. And, she doesn't really want that. But her friends say, you only live once. Do it. What do you have to lose? And she's like, you're right. And so she, goes with him.
Yeah, how often does a rock star actually like you back?
Well, exactly. So. Well, she was hesitant because it's not, that's not usually for her.
Yeah.
And so she goes with him and sees that, they have, a lot of, a troubled, household in common, their past and stuff. And it's really fun being with him. But then it's kind of, really high when she's with him, but then really, really low when he's not there. And so she goes through that trying to figure out if this is what she wants or if she wants a constant in her life. Well, she also has this friend who's a lawyer, and they always run into each other, and they're very cute together, but she always has these eyes for this rock star because she knew him first. So the lawyer understands, and he's her friend. I'm blanking on the name right now, but he like, he's always there for her. Oh, his name's Josh. Hawk is Hawk or Hawkeye. I don't know. It's Hawke. So Hawk. And then Josh is like the more like friendly like lawyer who's like just there for her and their friends. And so it's just like that kind of like which road will she take kind of thing. And she's more romantically with Hawk in the first book, and Josh is just her friend. And then you get to see more of like you don't see as much of their relationship, her and Josh's. And then on the second book, you see more of her and Josh's relationship, and then you can compare them. Yeah. And then she makes the decision at the end. So it was really good, but there was definitely like some sad points in the second one where I cried because I was like, oh no. Yeah, I really like the characters, and I didn't want, because in love triangles, someone's going to get hurt. And so it's like, oh man, I think who got hurt was me. So it was really good. And then I am currently reading Chasing Eva by Camelia Hart. And that's really good. I actually was hesitant to pick this up for a while now because I wasn't sure if it was going to be... I love the cover. The cover has like all these beautiful colors, and it's like the side of a girl's hair, like face, like in the wind. Yeah. And she is basically like, she's a chef, and she's worked really hard to be a chef. And then all of a sudden her father passes away, and he left her the family business, which they've designed like, it's not like a design firm like graphic design. It's like they design like hotels and like, like nice spas and stuff like that. So she didn't really want to take it over, but it was his last wish for her to do that. So she does that, and she comes into the business, and like it's not doing well because no one trusts that she can do it. And she runs, and then she's working with this one business that they worked together forever, and it turns out it's like they're like her like 15-year-old crush. So that's cute. But what I thought was really interesting is that it's the crush is actually used to work for the FBI, and he's helping the FBI look into who's trying to sabotage her business. Ooh. And he doesn't want her to know because he's afraid that she's going to get hurt. So that's why he becomes invested in her life. But then it's also like he obviously likes her as well. Mm-hmm. And now I just realized it's called the In Light of Shadow series because there's 2 more books.
Oh, no.
So I will be reading those 2 more books after I'm done with this one because I can't not know what happens.
Right? And they're all out?
Yes, they're all out. This one was out 2016. So it goes Chasing Eva, Loving Eva, and then I don't like the last one because it says Killing Eva.
Oh my god!
I know. I was like, no.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm
this
scared.
Takes a turn.
I'm scared. I don't want to look at it. I'm like, nope. don't you kill her? I love her. Oh my god. So yeah, it's really interesting. I like her friends. Her friends are really fun. They've always been like friendly, and it's definitely like she's grown up wealthy, and so is he. So this is not but anyone's hurting for money kind of thing. It's just definitely like a wealthier thing. Not that she didn't have her issues growing up, but it's just different issues. Not really easy to relate for me, but I do like the story a lot.
Yeah.
So a lot of romance, but I think that is what my backlog is on NetGalley right now. Romance and then really big action ones. But I was looking at them, and the action ones have so many books. And I'm like, oh my God, why did I do this to myself? Or it's like the third of a book, and I'm like, good job, Samantha.
Why?
I don't know what is wrong with me. I must have all of the books.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you finished some books too, right?
Yes. So I read The Girls at 17 Swan Street.
Yes, and I got this one too, but it's far on my list.
So this was by Yara Zaghib.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right. Mm-hmm. But so this one comes with a lot of trigger warnings, especially people who have eating disorders or a history of self-harm, stuff like that. So I'm not really going to go into depth about that stuff here, but just know that if you're going to read the book. So the whole story is about Anna, who used to be a professional dancer. She's had a lot of different things happen to her in her life that have kind of led her to where she is now. But she's married. I think she's 23. But she's married, and her husband is amazing and wonderful. But he hasn't really noticed that over the course of the last year or two since they moved, because they're from Paris. That's where they met. And then he got a job in the U.S. And so they moved to the U.S. And over the past couple of years since they've lived in the U.S., she has lost a ton of weight, and he's not really paying attention until he finally is, until she's close to dying. And so the whole story is her going into this treatment center, and it's like a house, but all the girls in the treatment center have an eating disorder of some kind. And so that's what it's about. The girls at 17 Swan Street, all the girls kind of dealing with their eating disorders. And it's really an inside look into what it's like in the head of someone with anorexia.
Oh, wow.
It's
Is she the one who has anorexia?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, because at the end the author has a note, and I'm pretty sure the author also struggled with anorexia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's...
And anorexia is you don't eat?
Yeah, or you eat just enough to stay alive, basically.
Okay.
Because there are girls in the house, too, who have bulimia.
Okay, and that's eat and then get sick.
Yeah,
okay.
Eat and purge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. It's heartbreaking. There's times when, like, an eating disorder is like any other mental disability.
Mm-hmm.
Just as an outside perspective, you kind of just want to shake her and be like, can you just eat?
Yeah.
Can you just eat? Like, you
but it's
need
not
to survive.
that simple.
But that's right. It's obviously not that simple. But it is really nice to watch her journey and see how she changes over the course of the book. And, there are sad parts and stuff, but it's good.
Where is a train by here?
There's train tracks that go through town.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
There's a train bridge, and like the river is below it, and so all the teenagers used to jump off the train bridge into the river.
Really?
Yeah.
Was your husband one of them?
Yeah, actually, he's done it not that long ago. The first time I ever came to this town, I don't know if I want to say where we're at, but the first time I ever came to this town, that was the plan. Like, I brought my swimsuit. He wanted me to jump off the train bridge.
Did you?
No.
Have you done it?
Terrified. No.
Oh.
I don't want to.
I feel like we need to do that now. I'm in.
I'm kind of terrified.
How tall is it though? Is it really high up?
Kind of.
Okay, never mind. I don't want to.
Like, some people have had to jump because a train's coming.
Oh my gosh. Well, if none of you could hear that, there was a train, and I was like, where is a train near her? I haven't heard a train, like, in a long, like, wow. That book kind of reminds me of, I don't want to take it off of what you're reading, but the Netflix show, To the Bone. It had Lily Collins in it, and it kind of reminds me of that. So she struggles with anorexia. She struggles with anorexia, and she gets it out through her drawings. And this is a fictional show. And so she draws, and this drawing of her, I want to say it was like how she sees herself in the mirror, how she versus how she is. And it had, and that posted it on like Tumblr-esque site, and it made a girl like hurt herself, and then she died. And so, like, she has all this guilt now, which is making her anorexia worse. So they finally talk her into going into a treatment, and there's like all these people there, girls and boys, both dealing with it in different ways and in different ages and different lifestyles. And it's just very interesting to see her journey. And yeah, I felt like the entire time I was like, eat. And like, but it's like some girls like throw up under their bed and like put it under their bed and act like they're okay. And like some people like are pregnant and like trying to like, you can't be that malnourished and carry a baby. And so it's very intense.
And that's another thing that she struggles with in this book too. So if, like, fertility issues are a trigger for you, she can't get pregnant. She's barely keeping herself alive.
Yeah.
So
in the show though, it's a very visual because they compute, like, obviously, like, Lily Collins has struggled with this in her life, and the director and the writer struggled with it as well. But she did lose weight, but it's also like computer generated like skinniness. But it's just it just reminded me of that. So I mean, I would say that was hard to watch. So I'm sure this is gonna be hard to read. But I also think
intense, but at the same time, like, I don't know, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. But it is. I mean, it is intense. So like I said, if you have any
issues with that.
Yeah, just know that going in. Maybe it's not the book for you, and that's fine.
Yeah, because you don't want to get it upset. And I mean, it would probably be hard to read something like that.
Yeah,
if you do struggle with it.
It was a quick read, and I'm glad I read it. Yeah, it is really interesting.
Yeah, I guess I requested it because I kind of thought it was about ballet dancers.
Yeah, well, I mean, she was a
technically,
dancer.
Yeah. So,
and a lot of dancers do struggle with.
Yeah, because they're expected to have a certain body type, and you just can't. It's not. That's why I like Center Stage, that movie, because she doesn't have a dancer body type, and that's why I like about it. And then you see, actually, Center Stage is a really good movie. But there is an actress in there that struggles with bulimia, right? Remember, she's like the mean dancer, and no one, and then she gets the boyfriend and she's like struggling to eat pizza like everybody else. Yeah. So it's really, there's definitely a comparison in there. So, but I really want to read this book.
Good. It was good.
What else did you read?
So today I just finished The Last Woman in the Forest by Diane Le Beckett. It looks like a French last name. So this one was so good. I needed a thriller to kind of get me back into reading. And so it's about this girl named Marion. And I didn't even know this kind of job existed. It sounds so interesting. Like if I were like single and, didn't have any real ties, it would be great. Yeah. So she is like
says the girl who couldn't go to camp without me.
Shush.
Continue.
She is like conservationist, kind of like she works with wildlife and stuff, and she just goes like all over the place doing different studies, like and she's a handler for dogs, and so she takes a dog out and the dog has to scent out different animal scat, and then she has to collect different ones, and so they're like studying like I don't know, caribou in different parts of the country and like how the
populations
the populations are decreasing or
That's
whatever.
That's kind of cool. Jackie's sister does something with animals kind of like that, I want to say. And then Brittany does something with bees.
Oh, yeah.
Which is both really cool. I don't know how.
It's a very like nomadic lifestyle because she's never really in one place. But so the book starts out and she calls this guy who is he's a psychologist, but he has done a lot of profiling of criminals. And she's calling him because her boyfriend that just passed away, she's pretty sure he was connected to these murders. But she kind of wants confirmation and she wants to be told she's wrong.
Oh, no.
So throughout the book, it's her interacting with this psychologist, going through all this stuff that she knows about this guy that just felt off at the time, but now that he's dead, she really feels like she can explore. And then it flashes back to like when she first met him and like the stuff that was happening. And it's really eerie. So it's basically like, what if you were in love with a serial killer?
So can you say what happened to him? Is that spoiler?
It's spoiler.
Oh, darn. Now I'm going to read it.
It's so good, though, because the whole time you're trying to figure out, like, is it really him? Is he the one that's really the serial killer, or is it someone else?
Yeah.
And how did he manage to do this? And
without her knowing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's so good. So, yeah, I started it yesterday and finished it today.
It sounds so good. I just marked it as to read.
And then right before you got here, I started The Last 8 by Laura Pohl. So you're going to want to read this one, too. It starts out, it seems like, because I haven't read you know what I do, I don't read the summaries.
I've started doing that too, which really helps.
It's been quite a while since I read the summary, so I kind of went into it knowing it was going to be like sci-fi, but I wasn't really sure what it was about. So it starts out seeming like it's going to be contemporary.
Is it on NetGalley?
Yeah.
Continue.
It's about a girl named Clover. She's either a junior or senior in high school. And it starts out, she lives with her grandma and grandpa, and she's the only Latino in her tiny town in Montana. And she's going to the science fair, and she really wants to get into MIT, and she wants to work for NASA when she gets older. And so the whole first scene of the book is her at this science fair where she's created this project about, I don't know, I think it's like a vehicle that can go on Mars or whatever, but use less energy. And she talks to an MIT recruit, and everything is super normal. And then they get home from the science fair, and all over the news, they're talking about these alien spaceships that have landed all over Earth. They said there's 100,000 of them that have landed in different places all over Earth. And her grandpa was a pilot for the Army or whatever branch of the Army flies. I'm so sorry.
The Air Force.
So he's like pilot for the Air Force. She knows how to fly too.
Oh, that's cool.
And her grandfather goes off to the base that's near their town because he wants to kind of be in on the action and find out what's going on. And they contact him through satellite phone. And she realizes their satellite phone ran out of batteries. And so her and her ex-boyfriend, who happened to show up at her house, go into town to see what's going on, and the whole town is completely quiet. There's no one around. There's nothing.
Oh, they're
going
out in the country.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I'm at right now.
Is she just living with her grandfather or no parents?
Grandma and grandpa.
Oh, grandma
They haven't
and grandpa.
really said what. Oh, no, they have. Her mom was 17 when she had her. And she dropped her off as a baby on her parents' doorstep and has never come back.
Oh, my God.
So she's raised by her grandparents.
Okay, that's cool.
And yeah, it's really intense. So now I'm curious, like, where's this going to go? Like, she's like all alone now. What's happening?
Well, she's with her ex, right?
Yeah. I don't know how much I can say.
I have questions.
But yeah, aliens.
You knew
Earth
I was going to be like,
invasions.
yes, let's do this.
And it's out. It came out March 5th.
Oh,
so,
awesome.
Yeah.
Are the other books that you talked about out? I know all of mine are.
Yes. They all came out this month. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Girls at 17 Swan Street came out last month.
Okay.
And then The Last Woman in the Forest and The Last 8 both came out March 5th. I
swear I buy more books during this podcast than any other time.
I know.
I'm currently like...
Well, I have this on NetGalley, so I have it on my phone, but I really want to buy The Last 8 now because I'm like, I know I'm going to love this. And, of course, it's the start of a series.
Crap. Well, I'm like, do I buy the Kindle or do I buy the hardcover?
Right?
Oh, that sounds so good.
I'm so excited for this. I can't wait. I want to go read it right now.
So what new releases are this week? Because I know there's one that I want to read.
Yeah, I think we requested this one on NetGalley and got rejected.
Correct.
So it's called Sherwood by Megan Spooner.
Yes.
And it's a Robin Hood retelling.
I love those.
Gender swap, isn't it?
Yes, which I also love.
Yeah,
Sorry.
right? I don't know a whole lot about it, but I just know it's a Robin Hood retelling. So what else do you need to know?
Exactly. I was going to say,
and the cover's really pretty.
Yes, and I was obsessed. I don't know how many other young little girls were obsessed, but I was obsessed with Robin Hood when I was younger. I wanted to be Robin Hood. I wanted to shoot a bow and arrow, and that's what I wanted to do. So.
You had the Disney, like, Fox one.
Still love that. I can still sing all the songs from it. I have a problem.
We bought that one for the kids when Disney released it from the vault last time.
Oh, yeah? I think I bought it, too. Yeah. Oh, my God. I can't wait. So, yeah, that one was really good. So I'm also currently adding it to my cart.
Right? So that one's out this week. And then also Internment.
It's out right now.
By Samira Ahmad. Yep. Those came out today.
Internment.
What's
that one about?
Is... I believe it's set in the near future.
Oh, yeah, I wanted this one too.
Set in a horrifying near future U.S., 17-year-old Layla Amin and her parents are forced into an internment camp for Muslim American citizens. So I got an arc of this, like a physical arc, and I haven't got to read it yet.
Oh, you did? Nice.
But, yeah.
This sounds so good. It was also on my you need to get. But
don't you have? Yeah, you have a sticker that says resist. On the cover, she's wearing a resist hat.
Yeah, I got her, and I have an enamel pin that says resist. Didn't I get you one?
It's possible. Probably my enamel pin. One of my enamel pin hoards throughout the house.
We need to make a banner. Did you see Jackie's?
No.
Hers is full. And she's like, I'm gonna have to get a new one, but then I'm gonna have to take them all off. I'm like, no, just get a whole different one and start over.
Right?
Just fill it up.
So those are a couple of the new releases.
Yes, and I'm going to buy them all. Hold on a second. I'm really excited for both of those. So the Kindle Unlimited book that I wanted to talk about this week, I have not read, but I have, is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. And you've read
Go read it. Okay. Sorry, words are hard. There are 3 books out in the series so far. Are all of them on Kindle Unlimited or just the first one?
I think it's just the first one. Because they just like to suck you in. And then you're like, okay, well,
so
I'm going to read the other ones.
Mm-hmm. It's so good.
I'm just reading the synopsis. I know if you live in the Cedar Falls area that there is the Bone Season in the Cedar Falls Library Book Nook. Just so you know, if you want to go grab it. I saw it and I was like, do I have this? Oh, yes, I already have this.
It's like a fantasy / dystopia.
Yes. In the future.
Yeah, set in 2059.
Which isn't that far in the future.
Really. It sounds like it is, but
it's not. Okay, yeah.
The main character is Paige Mahoney. So it says it's a YA, but she's 19 years old.
So it's like
starts,
YA
so it's more like
NA?
New A. New A.
New A. New adult. Are you from Canada? New A. Oh my God.
You don't know me. Yeah.
It looks really good. Sorry, I was writing down something because talking about Canada made me think of something that I want to talk about later. But I thought I'd put that one out there because it is one I want to read, and then maybe other people will read it too, and then
yes, please read it. So it's a series. There's gonna be 7 books, but there's only 3 out so far.
Yeah, and they're huge. But I feel like what we discussed is that when you read a Kindle book, it doesn't feel like as overwhelming.
Right. Like you're just flipping pages and then suddenly it's over, and then you look at the physical book and you're like, oh my God, I read that?
Yeah, that thing is huge. Like Broken by L.A. Messy.
Oh, yeah.
I got that and I was like, how did I read this?
Right?
This thing is like 900 pages.
That's how Outlander was for me, because I read it on Kindle first. And I was like, this is a huge book.
Yeah.
I read it real fast.
Good books are like that, though.
About the Bone Season. Oh, so if you do get around to reading that, you should know going in, there are a lot of words.
Oh, no. Okay.
And you're going to feel overwhelmed, but she has a glossary in the back.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. Because I remember the first time I read it, I didn't realize there was a glossary until I started book 2, and I was like, oh my God, that would have been so helpful.
And, like, you can always do, if there's a lot of characters and stuff that you need to remember, or, like, relationships, I always start, like, a little, like, note in my notebook or, like, on my notes in my phone to kind of, like, keep myself in track. So, you know, so I'm like, oh, who is this? Or, like, what's their relationship? Oh, they're, like, the mother's sister or something, you know?
I do that, too, for when I write my reviews, because then I'm like looking back and I'm like, oh no, what are these people's names?
Well, and I also do that when I'm like, oh, I'll like go through my notes after I'm done. I'm like, oh yeah, in the beginning that did make me mad. I'm gonna have to write something about that, or you know what I mean, or like So I don't know.
So go read The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon.
Yes, good first name. Good first name. What Prime books are out right now?
Okay, so the first one that I found is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This was the first book that she wrote that was like what is it called? Greek mythology.
Oh, it is? Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
so
what's
she's
that?
got that one, and then she had another one that just came out, and I wish I could tell you what it's called.
And Prime Reading is for when you just have Amazon Prime.
Right. If you're a Prime member, it's just like Kindle Unlimited, but for Prime. You know, like you can have up to 10 books in your library that you're checking out, quote unquote checking out. You don't have a time limit, but you have a book limit.
Yeah.
So Song of Achilles. And then I also found The Girl from Everywhere by Heidi Heilig. That's a YA series. I know you would know the cover if you saw it.
I know, that's what
because I have book 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yep.
So I think that one's about a girl whose dad has a time traveling ship.
Yes.
And as long as they have a map, they can go to anywhere. Like not just time, but also like fictional worlds and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So those are on Prime Reading, so go read them.
Go read them, because a lot of people, I mean, Amazon Prime just pays for itself with shipping, and then also with like all the added.
I didn't know about this Prime Reading thing until just a few months ago, and while I haven't utilized it yet, I have downloaded a bunch of books.
Yeah. Well, and what is that one thing that you can get every so often? Those books. There's like only a couple that are for sale.
More. I need more.
Didn't we talk about this? On Amazon, there was like, you were like, oh, I was like, oh, I missed that month where I could have got that book for free.
That's Prime Reading.
Is that Prime Reading?
Yeah.
Okay, so the difference between Prime Reading and Kindle Unlimited is Prime Reading, they might not always be there.
Right, exactly.
Kindle Unlimited, they're usually always there.
Right.
Okay, I get that now. Sorry.
Yeah, like some months.
I'm here now.
I think they have like editor's choice.
Yeah.
And those change all the time. But I think they just kind of rotate the books out all the time. Yeah. So if you hear about it, go read it.
Go read it right away. Yeah. Because I would say with Kindle Unlimited, usually authors keep it there. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they'll say, oh, it's going to be on special on Kindle Unlimited, but most of the time the first book, or if they're going to like keep it there because they still get money from it, that they keep it there. Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure that was the same thing or it wasn't something different.
I'm a little bit confused. Sorry.
Sorry, and I'm also still just like adding books to my cart. No one listen to this. I don't have a problem. When you talk about them, I'm like, I want to read that now.
Right? I want to just like quit everything and read.
I wish you liked romance books.
I like them in small doses. Kind of like thrillers. Like I love thrillers, but I can't read very many like back to back. Otherwise I'm like
exhausted.
Like I get it. This is the killer. I figured it all out.
Yeah.
But if I don't read them back to back, then I kind of feel like I have no idea what's going on and I'm not guessing. But
yeah,
that's how I am. I don't know.
I'm just hopeless romantic.
I like, but
how dare you? I love them. I'm hopeless romantic. What's up?
Sometimes when something's predictable, I feel like I can't.
I guess I read a lot of romances that aren't predictable. And they like to make me cry.
Yeah, no, I avoid things that make me cry.
Well, I don't think they're going to, and then all of a sudden, like, they kill a character that's main, and I'm like, what? What?
This is not a fantasy book. What are you doing?
Yeah. You're rude. So we got 2 cool boxes. Well, it wasn't this week. It was a while ago.
Oh, we got Owl Crate this week. That just came.
When?
It just came. I just got it. What's today? Tuesday? I got it yesterday.
Oh, I got it like last week. Ha 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 ha. But yet I haven't got 2 of the enamel pins I'm supposed to get. So we got Owl Crate, the March box.
Yes.
And that was Murder and Mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And we have like a little bag and a
so
coffee
spoilers
mug.
if you haven't opened yours.
Sorry.
It had a drawstring bag, which was really well made.
Not your normal
canvas.
Yeah, and it had like pleather at the bottom, so if you like set it down, I feel like it's gonna like
and the design on the outside was like skulls, and I just remember the skulls.
She was like,
because that was my favorite part.
Skulls. Thank you. And then there was a full coffee, like a
travel mug.
What is that? What is it though?
Ceramic.
Thank you. I want to say porcelain, and I was like, that's all right. Ceramic mug that is from Nevernight, and a candle and sticker and bookmark and enamel pin, a wood mark. Just rolled my eyes. Could you hear that? And then
the book was Four Dead Queens, which we already pre-ordered, but the Owl Crate exclusive covers, you can't go wrong.
And also, we pre-ordered it for an enamel pin.
Right? And so now we have 2 enamel pins for a book we haven't read yet.
Treat yourself. And we got denied from that galley, so serves you right.
Serves you right. We didn't start recording until 10 p.m.
Nope. So we got that, and then we got...
shows.
It does. Riddle's Tea Shop box. And then in my notes it says, can't think of the name. The Marauders.
Yes.
And the box is really cool because it shows all the Marauders wands.
Yeah.
And then she kind of continued that theme into the box with all 4 T's of all the Marauders and tattoos and an enamel pin.
Yeah.
And a sticker that's already on my laptop.
Oh, that's right. It says Marauders Tea Gang.
I just really like it.
I love that it's got the, what are they called?
They're on your fist?
Iron, nope.
Knuckles. Something. I just punched
knuckles.
Knuckle sandwich.
Oh,
I thought brass knuckles.
Brass knuckles.
Knuckle sandwich.
Knuckles. Oh my god.
This is why we need a videotape. We were just both punching in the air. You can't tell that we're just. So yeah, those are really cool.
We opened those on our live stream and our Facebook group. So
yes.
if you want to see all that stuff,
it's very exciting. I'm very pasty. I'm sorry if you can't see me. So clear.
And there was a third guest in the live, and it's called The Giant Zit on My Chin.
You're a 31-year-old lady.
God, I remember, and I couldn't tell you what book it is, but it's by Duncan. What's her first name? Anyway, I read this book when I was a teenager, like young, like 14, whatever. And it was about this girl who was 16 or 17, and she was so mature, and she was past the age where she gets zits anymore. And so that was what I always thought, like, oh my God, when I get older, I'm not going to get zits anymore. Wrong.
That is lies.
Wrong. They never stop.
They don't. They're always there.
This is a big one, too.
Stop touching it.
I can't stop.
And we would have had a paper gang opening.
Duncan.
Oh.
Sorry.
Lois
I'm pretty sure that's who it was.
Just drag her. No, I'm just kidding.
I could be wrong. Whatever.
We would have had paper gang. That'll be next week. The male men or woman
Samantha brought
person,
the wrong box.
Male person lost my box. I don't know where it is because I got a slip yesterday or Saturday that said, "Oh, we stopped by. You weren't here." I was like, "Okay." So I go to the post office and they say, "We don't have your package," and then they threw my slip away. So now I don't know what to do. So I'm going to just like go tomorrow morning and be like, well,
then Samantha brought a random box.
I just grabbed a paper gang. I was like, panicked.
She's like, is this the wrong one? Yeah, it is. We already opened that.
I was like, so that definitely was a real slip that I got in the mail. So I'm going to take a picture of your box just to show them. Just to show them what it looks like. So if they see it, because I feel like not a lot of other people are going to have paper gang.
Right.
So I'm like, this is what it looks like. Have you seen this box? Where is it? I'm going to put missing posters up.
Have you seen this?
I need you to leave.
I will forever be 12.
With your zits.
Yeah, exactly. See, I look like it, don't I?
Okay, so update on copy paste Chris.
Right.
Which
tell us the tally numbers, the total numbers so far. Yeah.
So last week we talked about this woman who
2 weeks ago. My elbow itches really bad.
Oh, I didn't know what you were doing.
And it, like that feeling when you bump it. You
know, yeah,
like when you.
I don't like that.
Yeah, and I just itched it.
So copy paste Chris. She is someone who paid for people on Fiverr to. Fiverr is a website where you can pay people really cheap to do stuff. She supposedly paid people on Fiverr to write her books, which seems crazy to me. Seems like she didn't want to do the work and she just wanted the fame, in my opinion.
Right. But the problem was she didn't review any of the stuff that the ghostwriters
or have a publisher or anyone else review it. She had a publisher early on.
Here's my thing, too. Like, I feel like you're just pushing the blame onto these random people because, like, they're random.
Yep.
You're not taking the blame for the fact that you stole content.
You put your name on it, therefore you stole the content.
Right. Because even if you have ghostwriters, because a lot of authors do that, even if you have ghostwriters, you still need to review the material.
Well, I feel like ghostwriters and authors would talk to each other and go back and forth.
Right.
And collaborate. I don't heuld you just be like, here's my...
listen.
Ice is back.
Copyright.
You started it.
You said collaborate.
So this Twitter user, Caffeinated Faye, she updates everybody. And it's update to 85 books, 36 authors, 3 articles, 3 websites, and 2 recipes. Plagiarized by Copy Paste Chris. The good news is that we went a day without having to add another author. Bad news is we needed to add Nora Roberts' books to the list. So we realized that it wasn't just indie authors or maybe less well known. She stole from some pretty big people.
Stole from Diana Gabaldon, the author of Outlander.
Yeah.
Come on. It's so recognizable.
Yep.
It's been around since the 80s.
Exactly.
Come on.
And she also stole from, the author I know from this list is E.L. James, from the author of 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So another, well-known because of the books and the movies got so popular back, a couple of years ago. But there's a huge list, and it just, bothers me. I don't know if she said anything else. I'm sorry if you just said this. I was reading Twitter. She just got all of her social media stuff. I did not say that.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know.
She signed back into her Twitter. I guess I don't know about her website, because her website was just, gone.
Yeah. I don't know either. And then I think there's a lot of authors are trying to figure out how they can seek legal action, as we said last time, because...
Well, the thing is, you made money on this, so you owe all these authors money because their books are not getting read because your book is getting read. You know what I mean?
It's not fair. You didn't do any of the work.
You stole the content directly. That's what's blowing my mind is a lot of people did screenshots side by side of her book and then the original book, and it's insane how much of it is taken word for word.
Oh yeah,
all she changes is the name of the character or something.
Oh yeah, but the how they write it or whatever is the exact same thing.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I don't know how you could do that and feel okay with it.
Yeah, and so she came back and she basically, I think she apologized, right? I'm trying to find her. Maybe she removed her Twitter. I know
she apologized before she deleted it.
I can't find her. Maybe she deleted her Twitter again because I can't find it.
Well, because the second she came back, people went crazy.
And we're like, stop trying to make this okay. Because it's not okay.
Right.
Hold on. So I went to her website.
Yeah.
And go to her website. That's Courtney Million.
Yeah.
She wrote a blog post. No, I can't find anything about her.
She's been on top of it.
Yeah, because hers, she was the first author.
Mm-hmm. Because I think someone was reading one of the books and came across a passage that was hers and contacted her about
Yeah, because they were big fans of hers, and they're like, wait.
Right.
No, I can't find anything about her on Twitter or anything like that, so she must have went back underground. Yeah. But when she came back, what was she like? She was like,
I think she just activated it. I don't think she said anything because I think the apology came
it was
before
like
she deleted.
Yep, it's gone again. I just looked. So
Okay.
she reactivated it, had the same apology up, didn't delete those, and then removed it again.
So,
Yeah, so I don't know what legal action is going on.
to be fair,
there are a lot of lawyers in the romance
right?
community,
It is insane how many romance authors are lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair though, to her to like running away again, like Twitter, especially book Twitter, sometimes
Twitter
can be
is a
very
garbage fire.
Yeah. And, like book Twitter gets really crazy over issues. So
yeah, and it's very like I don't know if I'm saying a rage culture, but basically it's like attack someone and then something new comes up and you attack them. So it's just kind of like, I don't really talk a lot on Twitter about issues, but I get why she would remove all the stuff, but I think that she really needs to get a lawyer because she's going to get sued, even if
she's a lawyer.
Oh,
she's a
lawyer. Oh God, then she's going to try to stand up for herself.
I don't know. It's all crazy.
It is crazy. So that's the update. Looks like she went back, she deleted all of her stuff again. So I think basically we probably won't hear from her.
Yeah.
If ever. I'm not sure if she can come back from it. Just like the other girl.
Yeah.
Hockeygate.
Right. And, what was the other one? The book, Handbook for Mortals.
Oh, yeah.
Her name was Lainey something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was one of the first big, like, crazy, ridiculous things.
And what was that? What happened again? I can't remember.
She rigged the New York Times bestseller list.
Oh, yeah.
Basically.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because, insane.
All of a sudden, this book was on the New York Times bestseller list, and everyone was like, what is this book? I've never heard of this.
Uh-huh.
But she basically rigged it because she had the book coming out, and she already had a movie deal, but she was going to star in the movie, and then her husband was, like, the director or something, so it was all really fishy. And people, like, all over, again, book Twitter went crazy, and people were reading the book and, like, sharing screenshots of it because it was so bad. So,
yeah, it sounds like some people just want the fame without the work, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
And the other book world news is that we are going to Iowa City to the Epic Reads meetup. Yeah. That's this Monday. Next Monday. That's this Monday, correct, right?
No.
This coming Monday.
This Monday was yesterday.
That's not how I talk.
So it's Monday, March 25th. Is that right? The 25th, I believe.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
That is correct. Yep, it's in Coralville, Iowa, and
at the Barnes & Noble?
Yes, at the Coral Ridge Mall.
Right. That's what I was just wondering. I was like, okay, Coralville, so it's got to be the one in the mall, right?
That's going to be crazy. Yeah, and so there's going to be 4 authors there. I'm really excited.
Do you have it pulled up? Who's going to be there? Like what?
Oh, God. I can't read.
I forget.
Well, it's A Question of Homes by Brittany. I can't read that. Cavallaro. Heroine by Mindy. I can't read the rest.
Mindy McGinnis.
Yes. Opposite of Always by. I can't read it. And then,
Justin A. Reynolds.
Yep. And then
Rebecca Ross, The Queen's Resistance.
That's not.
Oh, no. Sorry. No. That's part of the other tour.
Yeah. We Set the Dark on Fire is the last one.
That's right. We Set the Dark on Fire is by. Where is it? Taylor K. Miha?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
I'm really excited. I haven't read any of their books. No. Have I read a Mindy McGinnis?
Google it.
It's possible. It's possible. But either way, I haven't read that book, that specific book. So, yeah, I'm excited.
I know. These things never happen in Iowa. So
no, they really don't. That's why I was like, we have to go. I don't care what's going on.
And I feel like we're going to be able to, like, I feel like the authors that we meet turn into, like, our favorite authors that we're really going to like. So I'm excited. Yes. Let us know if you're going to go.
Heck yeah.
Anybody else? We'll be there.
Then we can have a little meetup.
Yeah. We can go eat at the food court. Remember we used to always eat at the food court?
Yeah.
Because Iowa City Mall is basically the closest thing to where we used to live.
So Mindy McGinnis wrote A Madness So Discreet. You've seen the cover.
Yeah.
I know I have that one. And then we both have Given to the Sea, which she wrote.
Given to the Sea.
I think that came in an Outcrate.
Oh, yep, you're right. Mm-hmm.
And then she also wrote The Female of the Species, which I also have that book. And then the one that she's promoting on this tour is Heroine. But I actually haven't read any of her stuff. I just have a bunch of her books.
I mean, that's something, though, to have a bunch of her books. You know, they must be really good. We just don't have time. Not a Drop
to Drink. That's another famous one. I know.
She looks familiar.
So...
Cool. I'm really excited.
I am, too. We never get to do stuff in Iowa.
I know. We always have to travel so far. Wait. So we should probably mention about our book club.
Yes.
We mentioned it on a live show, but I thought we should mention it here again.
Yep. So this month we're reading The Hate You Give for our book club.
It's a quarterly book club.
So. Right. By Angie Thomas.
Yes.
We will be going live for part of the podcast next week to have our book chat about it.
Yes. At 8 o'clock. March 26th.
In our Facebook group.
Yes. So you have to go to the Facebook group and you'll see the live event where we just chat about the book. And
so prepare questions.
Comments, thoughts.
Right. Because, we want it to be interactive. So.
Yes. Exactly. Because we only have each other's opinions. So I kind of like to see other people's point of views on things. Mm-hmm. So I hope that a lot of people come and they, give us their opinions on it. And their second one's coming out, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, her second one just
It's not the same. It's in the same. It's in the same.
Set in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, which is so cool.
Mm-hmm. It's called On the Come Up, and it's about a young girl who wants to be a rapper, a famous rapper.
Yeah,
and I think, if I remember correctly, in the book, her dad was a rapper.
Oh,
so yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited to read it. I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah.
And I loved The Hate You Give, so I'm excited.
That's all mine. So yeah, we hope to see you there, and then we might do a little special giveaway for everyone who joins. So read the book and
let us know if you're going. Mark going in the group.
in the event, so we know, and then come talk with us. And it will be live on the podcast, so we'll be calling you out and shouting out your names and all that good stuff. Whoop, whoop. Any other stuff we can talk about? Because I want to talk about
everyone who participates in the chat will be entered for the giveaway that we're going to have with a box of goodies.
Yeah, box of goodies.
Angie Thomas themed goodies.
Yes, because we decided
books. That sounds weird. We're not stalkers.
I was gonna say something. I'm not gonna say it. That'd be bad. Basically, I don't know. There's not a lot of little fun stuff for the Hate You Give book out. I felt like so. I was like, we need to theme some stuff up here.
Theme some stuff up.
Let's do it.
So yeah, definitely participate, and then you'll be entered to win.
And let us know if you want to see. Fun. Yeah. Okay, that sounded creepy. And let us know if you want to do anything different. I mean, we're just kind of going with it and seeing what all of you like.
Right.
And if you have suggestions, we are open to it. And
let us know.
Let us know.
Okay, so we have a lot of stuff to talk about this week.
Yes, because we haven't been talking.
Get to our topic.
I want to talk about all the documentaries I watched.
Yes.
Because I'm into documentaries right now.
Yeah.
Me and my friend from work, Nick, we have a list going of all the documentaries we want each other to watch on Amazon, Hulu, and Netflix, and just random ones. Well, I watched Leaving Neverland, which is about Michael Jackson and the allegations against him. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting. One of my friends, Cassidy, she said it was hard to watch. It's on HBO.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I signed up for HBO.
Yeah. There's another one on HBO that's releasing. I think there's multiple episodes. It's Adnan Syed.
Oh, yeah. And we watched, that's from the Serial podcast.
Yeah, but this has got more information and stuff. I really want to watch that one.
And probably updated, because how long ago was that?
Well, because
that was one of the first podcasts I ever listened to.
One of his family members, I believe, has a podcast that, followed his story after Serial.
Really?
I'll have to watch. I think it's a family member. I'm not entirely sure. But anyhow, so back to yours.
No, so basically, it talks about how, I know it's polarizing. I know some people are going to believe that he was okay, and some people are going to believe he's a monster. I just watched it because I was curious. Yeah. One, it talked about he was one of the last true, famous people. That was before people really knew people truly. You know what I mean? They were just this figure that they wanted to be around. Yeah. Now it's social media. Everyone knows everything about everyone. Mm-hmm. And he was just really close to young boys. And it just kind of shows that the two, so I don't know if I say supposed victims. I don't know. The two men who talk on there, who are now in their 30s, they both have sons, and now they're both coming out about it because they see that although they thought there was nothing wrong at the time because they are in love with Michael Jackson, now they realize that they weren't mentally capable of being in love with him, and therefore there was something wrong with their relationship. But like they still say that they were in love with him. Like they were in a relationship with him. They loved him. They didn't see it as bad because he would tell them like, don't tell anybody because we'll both be in trouble. But they loved each other. Like that's what they would say. And they do go into detail. So it is a trigger warning because basically when you go through therapy, you learn to verbally say what happened to you. And so you can tell because they go into detail and they don't cringe away from it. It's like they're like numb to it a little bit. Yeah. So I don't know. It was interesting. It was very sad, and it also makes you question why he was close to young boys.
Right.
And some people say we can all just always speculate. And I didn't pay enough attention to when he was popular, what was going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have opinions, but I did really like it. And I think that it kind of reminded me of the Netflix show that we talked about.
Oh, gosh. Abducted in Plain Sight?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Where are the parents? Because the parents brought those young boys to him and let them stay in the room by themselves with the door locked. And
well, isn't that kind of what happened in the next one you're going to talk about, too? Like, the next...
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, yeah, the families brought, I can't remember the boys' names off the top of my head, the two that were interviewed, but there's more. And some boys were, like, there is some discussion I've watched online where, like, people say that the reason certain boys maybe were the target of Michael Jackson's affections is because of their status in life, where they maybe were, like, needed help, like he was helping out their family as they were buying his family's houses, where like Macaulay Culkin says he was never hurt, like touched by him at all, but he was also his equal. He was famous. He was, you know what I mean? So it just like, I don't know. That was just one person's opinion. It was just a very interesting documentary. And I'm not going to tell anybody what to believe or not to believe, I guess. You know, it's not my place. Watch for yourself and believe for yourself. I just thought it was really good. And I tend to believe victims if I want to put my 2 cents in there. And then the next one I watched is the R. Kelly documentary, Surviving R. Kelly. And it was infuriating. I will say my opinions on this because he is not deceased. That man is crazy. Basically, he was with Ashanti. No, it's not Ashanti. Oh, my God. I can't remember her name. Well, basically, he's always been with younger women, like 14. Not younger women, young girls.
Right.
And basically, I know the director said it was very hard to find people in the showbiz business who would talk about it. I really liked that. Who talked about it? He is a singer. Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry. No.
I'll think of it. Basically, they got people come out. So basically, these girls. He either pulls them out of the crowd during a concert. One girl he pulled out of a concert when the parents were there. She went backstage after he was done dancing with her, and then they couldn't, like, find her.
Oh, my God.
And then he was like, oh, you're a really good singer. I want you to do a deal or whatever. And he gets their phone numbers without the parents knowing. And then the parents are like, oh, you can't go sing without us. And then the girls do it anyway.
Yeah.
And then he, has intercourse with them, and then he basically says and it's hard not to believe it when the victims have the exact same stories. Like same with Leaving Neverland, the guys have the same stories. So the girls have the same stories where like they can't leave the room without his permission. They can't eat without his permission. They can't go to the bathroom without his permission.
Oh my God.
They can't leave the building without his permission. They have to call him.
He have like a house or something?
Oh, they have to call him daddy.
God.
Yeah, and so he takes their cell phones away and, like, gives them new cell phones with only his. And, like, some people said they've gone into a recording studio and there's a bunch of rooms that, like, girls are in and they won't talk to you. They'll just look down at the ground and they won't say anything because if they do, they'll get hurt. And it's very, very intense, and I'm kind of glad he's getting what he deserves because there are so many stories. He tried to, I can't remember, I think it's Aaliyah. Do you remember the singer Aaliyah? He tried to marry her when she was 14 or 15 years old. Like, and there's just you should watch it. It's very, very interesting. But
where's that one?
It's on Lifetime. And then you can rent it on like Amazon Prime for $1 and YouTube for $1 and stuff like that. Okay. I don't know why. I wanted to watch these intense ones because I don't know anything about it. And and they could be biased, but then also it was just people interviewing like celebrities and stuff like that and like what they've seen. Yeah. And I don't know. Now he's losing a bunch of money because people are canceling him, and I'm glad. Like, if that isn't true, then how come all of these people are coming out and like
with the same story?
And it's not normal for people to not hear from their significant like their kids for 3 years. Yeah. And you never see them. And people have said when he goes to a house, like, girls don't look around. And he's even like talked older girls into coming down. And like the one girl said that she was like in her 30s and she tried to leave the room and he was like, you don't leave until you're told to, and then smacked her and across the face. And she was like, but I thought he loved me. And it's just very Stockholm syndrome. God. It's intense. So there is also warnings on that. If you know, it's a lot. They don't go into that video that came out. I don't know if you know about that video. Yeah. About the underage girl, and he is urinating on her, and it goes into that, and it's just a lot. There is so much evidence. I can't believe people are ignoring it, and it's insane to me. And that was really good. He also freaked out on a interview saying people are ganging up on him, but. Okay, and then the last one is not as serious. Well, it is serious, but it's in a funny, I don't know, the Fire Festival. Yeah, Alex watched that. It's on Netflix. It's so good. Because it's just to see how it went so wrong, and people with money think that everything will work out without putting the effort in, and they had this big marketing scheme for it, and they did market the crap out of it, but they spent all their money on marketing and none of it on the actual festival. And if they would have just actually they didn't call people in for the festival to actually put it together to like 60 or 70 days out, and these take like a year at minimum to put together, and they hadn't called people to actually build the things and do the things until like really like far out. And then when people started arriving and stuff started hitting the fan, like the main people just started leaving the island. Oh my God. And just leaving all these people here. And it was insane. It's insane. You need to watch it. That's crazy. Yeah. So that was a little heavy, but I really just think that I like to educate myself on something, and maybe I only saw one thing, but I also started reading a bunch of stuff into it afterwards. So I think it just opens the door to like maybe see what's going on in the world.
Yeah. So while we were sick, me and the kids watched a lot of Netflix stuff. Yeah. And so it's the three of us, so I couldn't watch like Love Island or any of the stuff that I wanted to watch. So we ended up watching a lot of Nailed It
I can't wait to watch
Sugar
this.
Rush.
Okay.
So Sugar Rush is a lot like Cupcake Wars, if you ever watched that. Okay. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, but they don't only make cupcakes. They make other kinds of sweets too. Yeah. So we started with that one. That's where it got started. And then we switched to Nailed It. And Nailed It is so funny. It's like, you know, like the Pinterest thing. Like you try and make this pretty Pinterest thing and then it turns out terrible. Yeah. And they put Nailed It. So that's what the whole show is. They bring in inexperienced bakers and like give them this Pinterest worthy thing to make. And then they try and make it. And they give them the directions for it even. And they've got an entire like pantry full of stuff that they could use. And these people are so bad. I'm like, how can you be this bad at it? Like this one guy didn't even turn on the iPad. Because they give him the iPad that has the recipe and all the directions. He didn't even turn it on, and he's making the cake batter, and he's got the mixing bowl over by the sink, and he's just like adding water to the mixing bowl. And I was like, "What are you doing? No cake has water in it. What are you doing?"
I wish they went over me like the chef shows where they come over and the announcer's like, "So what are you thinking right now?" Like,
and the host do they do that? So funny.
Does he ask him like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, like sometimes she'll go over and like talk to them and stuff. She's so funny. Like I love her. I want to be her best friend.
Oh, I think she was on. I want to say she was on.
Her name's
something.
Nicole something. Because they have like, so once they get to round two.
She was on Girl Code. Did you ever watch that on MTV? No. Yeah, she's hilarious.
So once they get to round two, then they get like a panic button and they can have the experienced baker come over and help them for 3 minutes, and then sometimes they also get another button that they can use where she comes over and nags the other two people, and it's so funny because she's so good at it. Oh, she's hilarious.
That sounds so good.
That's what me and the kids watch.
So I watch a lot of heavy stuff. You watch? Well, you have kids, so
yeah.
Okay.
Well, because we couldn't watch anything else, and I was like,
you
I
cannot
can't
watch those things.
Keep watching Captain Underpants. We've watched it so many times because there's a movie, and now there's a show on Netflix. And there's only 2 seasons, and we've seen every single episode about 1,000 times. I couldn't do it anymore. So we watch cooking shows, which the kids really like. We watch a lot of Chopped and Chopped Junior.
I was going to say, I loved Chopped Junior. Mm-hmm. I love Chopped Junior so much. It's so good.
Yeah, and the kids love it.
But I hate when the kids cry. That breaks my heart.
Yeah. But my boys are so funny because they're like, oh, that would be easy. I'm like, you've never even done anything in the kitchen. What are you talking about? That would be easy. Get out. I cook for you every night. You don't do anything.
And then you have Emo Genius on here. Is that another thing on Netflix?
So we started watching it today, and it is it's addicting because it's a game show. Okay. And I like watching game shows and calling out the answer and trying to get it. But it's a game show using emojis.
Oh, so that's what your husband was telling me that, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so it's hosted by the same guy that hosts Sugar Rush. And if you ever watched Cupcake Wars, do you remember Justin Willman?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So he's got his own magic show now. Oh. And this guy looks like they wanted Justin Willman, but he's older now, so they couldn't get him, so they got this guy. I feel like he looks just like Justin Willman, but younger.
Yeah.
And he's got a giant mouth. But anyway, that's beside the point. The show to be fair, it's dumb. I Googled it today, and it's got a 3-star out of 10 rating for Game Show Network shows. But it is fun to play along.
Give an example. I'm so confused on what. Do you have an example?
So, what was one of them? I don't know. So they'll one of the there's 2 teams of 2 people each.
Okay.
And they do different games where they have to guess what the emojis mean. They're given a category movie,
and it'll have a bunch of emojis.
Yeah, and then there's another round where they have to.
I do that stuff
They
online.
have to pick the emojis, and then their partner has to try and guess what it is.
Oh, that sounds fun for kids to watch.
So it is fun, but my problem is a couple of the different rounds, it gives you the answer. And so I'm like, I want to guess. That's my favorite part about these shows is guessing the answer before they do. So thanks for that.
Oh, that sucks.
But
write a letter.
It's dumb, but it's kind of fun.
It's dumb fun, and you have kids who are enjoying it. So
right, that's what we did this afternoon. My son was driving me crazy because guess what? The school called me out of fever again yesterday.
Fever in quotation marks.
Right, because he was fine. He was fine. He drove me nuts all day today.
Yeah, he seems fine.
Right. So that's the kind of stuff we've been watching.
Podcasts, new podcasts.
Yeah. I don't remember where I heard. I was listening to a different podcast. And
do you remember which one?
No, I don't. I think it might have been
because I was trying to figure out how you got there anyway.
I feel like it was Cabinet of Curiosities. So have you ever listened to Lore?
Yeah.
So he has, Aaron Mahnke there's an Amazon Lore show.
Yeah.
He's got books. He's got Lore the podcast, and then he's got another podcast called Unobscured, and then another one called Cabinet of Curiosities. And Lore is a long podcast. You have to have an hour to listen to it.
Yes.
But Cabinet of Curiosities is 15 minutes, and he just has 2 little things that he talks about. And so it's really interesting. But I think it was on there he started talking about another podcast called This Is Actually Happening.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. It's not like a podcast. It's not an interview. It's not like any podcast I've ever listened to before. It's not an interview. It's just a person telling their story. And so every episode is called What If, and then a thing. And it's that person telling their story about that thing. So the very first one, trigger warnings for all the things, is what if your boyfriend set himself on fire?
That's insane.
Yeah. And then there's another one that's what if you were given 48 hours to live? There's one, what if you were falsely accused of being a pedophile?
Oh my gosh.
And that one's really hard to listen to because, whether it happened or not, this guy could be full of crap. Who knows? Yeah. But
it's
if
his
he's
story.
Not, his life is completely ruined.
Yeah.
completely ruined. But they're so interesting, and I always like those stories about other people's lives. Like, I just love to learn about other people's experiences and the things that they've done.
Yeah.
So I've only listened to season 1 so far, and I think there's 8 seasons.
Oh,
so,
geez.
like, get listening.
I was gonna go listen to it, and I couldn't remember the title, and I was like, crap.
Yeah.
So
this is actually happening, and like I said, there's no narrator, there's no person asking questions. It's just the person telling their story.
Yeah.
So it's so good, so good.
It sounds really good. So I've been listening to, I'm into podcasts where there's just like a conversation. Like what we're doing right now is what I'm really into, just because one, they talk about what's going on in the world. And it just like, I don't know, it's fun. Mm-hmm. So I was listening to, this might get weird, with Grace Helbig and Mamrie Hart. They're YouTubers.
I can't remember which one of them it was. That was on, Matt Bellassai's podcast. One of them was on there talking about their podcast.
It was Grace.
So
Grace has a podcast, and then she has this podcast with Mamrie. And this is one where they literally just talk about the weird things that happen. So they go around, and when something weird is happening around them, they write it in their phone. And then so then they don't talk to each other like all week about anything. And then they get together and like basically like unload. And they have like
kind of like we do, except
just with book stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And then like we kind of talked about the podcast, or like podcasts and documentaries, but I didn't really get into it because we didn't have time.
Right.
But yeah, I really like that one. And I've been listening to Views with David Dobrik and Jason Nash, which are also YouTubers. And they just chat about like, I don't know, they're both in Hollywood, and David doesn't drink. He doesn't drink or do drugs or anything. He just goes on films, crazy parties for his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And it's only 4 minutes and like 20 seconds long or whatever. But it's like he films all the time. And it's just very interesting, like, I think, like, trying to make it and also being sober and around all these people who are partying.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I couldn't do it. I'd kill somebody. So,
right, exactly.
And then Jason is like 45, like divorced with 2 kids. So it's just like a very different spectrum.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just interesting, like how they take stuff, and like Jason will talk about something that like I remember, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like David has no idea anything about it. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's insane to me. And like just how like Jason grew up as a Jewish kid and getting picked on. And David is from, oh my God. I don't want to say it's not, he's a DACA recipient from, I don't know, he's from Chicago, but he moved here when he was 4.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what country, and I don't want to mess it up. So it's interesting seeing their different like points of view, and they both like to make jokes. So it's definitely like a jokey one. Like they never say anything that's serious. Like when they're picking at each other, it's a joke. So I don't know. I like the conversation podcasts right now, but I want to listen to this. This is actually happening.
Yeah, it's so good.
It sounds so good.
It is like intense sometimes. I mean, some of them aren't quite as serious. There is one. I'm not sure if the guy has maybe like schizophrenia.
Oh, okay.
Or something, but he thinks he's some kind of blood sorcerer, and he's very serious.
Oh no.
Very much believes all of it. So that one was not quite as, I mean, it's intense obviously, but it's not quite as intense as, being falsely accused as a pedophile, or only having 48 hours left to live, or
and I think you can skip them too. It's not it's not going to impact your viewing to like skip a couple.
No, because there's no order or anything.
Yeah, which is nice. I like that.
But there is some where like you read the title and you're like, okay, that doesn't even sound interesting, but like don't skip them, because there was one that was what if you didn't learn how to swim until you're 42 or something like that, and that guy's story is so interesting.
Yeah,
like you would think like, okay, who cares? But you know what I mean? That's what I thought when I first looked at it. I was like, cool, whatever. But it's so interesting. I just love those little like slice of life stories where it's like, this is a little piece of someone's life.
Yeah, walking in their shoes for however many minutes.
I like it.
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
And then I got Instapot / pressure cooker, and I'm afraid I'm going to blow myself up.
So we've been using ours for a while now.
Yeah, and you and one of my other friends have one. So I was like, oh, I can't cook certain things like rice, and I don't know why. So I was like, okay, I'll get it. I'll get this. But then I also don't know what else to do with it. I'm very confused on what I can put into it.
God. So it definitely has a fill line. I don't know about yours. Did you see on the inside? Mine has a line that's like max fill.
Okay.
And that's my favorite thing to do is just like, so I don't even have a recipe that I go off of. I just pick like a bunch of different vegetables and some I use veggie stock and then like lentils and stuff and just throw it all in and some spices and cook it. Then I eat that over rice. And that's like my lunch all week.
Oh, so do you cook? You cook things separately? So you'll cook the rice?
Yeah, the rice is cooked separate, and then whatever like sauce vegetable mix I make is cooked separately.
I'm gonna have to look up some recipes.
I can send you some
because I'm confused because I thought you put the rice in there with all the veggies.
No, I usually keep it separate just because I don't like to make a lot of rice at once. Okay, I'm weird like that.
I don't even know how to make rice. You're talking to someone who messes up minute rice.
Well, and I like to do what?
Hello?
Also,
did you break?
When I make the rice, I like to do a rice and quinoa mix.
Yeah, see, I like quinoa. That's what I want to do. Also, like, what else can you make in it? Because I have like, there's buttons for like eggs, and I don't understand what that means. Also, like, there was another button for weird. All I've ever made is just like, I don't even know what to call it. Like at work too, people are like, "Oh, what's for lunch today?" I'm like, veggies and rice. Like I don't know what to call it. It's just like a bunch of veggies with sauce and rice. Yeah, I get that. I'm just like, what else can I put in here? Like, should I return this? Is this a good buy? Yeah, I think it is. Okay. And like I said, I like to make like every time I make something, I'm like right at that max fill line. But then I've got lunch for the next week. Well, that's basically why I wanted to buy it is because I want to do that. So it makes. I love people who are like, why is this important? Listen, I'm afraid of this thing. When I heard that you could hurt yourself with it, I immediately was like, help. And I looked on Pinterest. Yeah. But it just scares me still. So apparently you can make like a cake in there. Yeah, people are saying you can make it just basically like cooks everything. Like, yeah, the Cass like puts like chicken in there, like if you eat chicken and stuff like that. I didn't know. There's a lot of, like a lady I work with, she said that they make stuff like they'll take it out of the freezer, it's frozen, and then it's ready in like 30 minutes. Yeah. Which, I don't know, we kind of started this vegan type diet, so I haven't been eating meat. Yeah. So I guess I don't know how to cook meat in there. No, I'm just like, I didn't know that you had to like cook rice and then the other stuff. I thought you just threw it all in like a crock pot. I usually cook my rice on the stove. Oh my God, don't tell me that. That's why I bought this thing. No, but that thing, I mean, it's going to be good for rice for you. Because I don't know how to cook rice. I've mastered rice somehow. I don't know. Rice and mashed potatoes. I don't know why. It's the hardest thing in the world. My either are like really chunky and are still like hard or are like soup. My mashed potatoes. No. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? So what I learned, side note, sidebar, whatever. So what I learned was she also taught me how to cut an onion. So I'm listening to her. After you cook the mashed, like you chop up the mashed potatoes. You cook them, boil them, whatever. You dump the water, and then you put the pan with the potatoes back on the stove, and turn the heat on low, and mash them as it's on low, because it releases the steam, and that gets a lot of that moisture out of there. So then they're not going to be soupy. And then you don't have hard chunks in them. The hard chunk, you probably didn't cook them long enough. So you have to cook. So you have to cut that. Oh no! You have to cook it until like when you insert a fork, it's falling apart. I feel like I do that. Like it goes in really easy. It's falling apart. I hate you so much. I feel like I'm doing that, but I don't think I am. And then some people are like, some people told me to use like a hand blender. Sure, if you want. I just like to use a hand masher because I'm weird like that. But like you should mash them over like the low heat and get all that steam out because that steam creates a lot of the like extra moisture. Okay. Yeah. That's what I learned on The Pioneer Woman. Oh my goodness. What she teaches me things. Oh, I can't remember. But so we're gonna have to. If anyone has Instapot pressure cooker tips or recipes, because I need some, because I need to use this thing. I know I'm gonna use it for rice. I think it's a lifesaver. The only thing is, like, oh no, make sure you're really clean. Like I did read you have to clean it every single time. Whatever the rubber ring is that like helps seal it. Yeah. Clean that real good, and also the lid, because I feel like our rubber ring is forever gonna have a smell. Like I gotta soak it in vinegar or something because it smells like everything I've ever cooked in there. Really? Yeah. Even though I put it in the dishwasher every time. It's weird. It holds the smell. Yeah. Oh. I went to the tea sellers St. Patty's Day tea thing.
I'm so jealous.
Last Friday. You were sick, so you couldn't come. They did 7 teas and 7 treats for $7.
Holy cow.
And we can only get 2 treats, but they had 7 treats. And all the teas, you could drink as many as you want for like the cup. And they had live music, and it was just really fun.
So what kind of teas? Do you remember any?
It was all green teas.
Okay.
But
for St. Patrick's.
yeah, I know. Okay. It took me a second. But one was like, there was like, I did the strawberry one. There was like a peaches one. And the apple, you know how we really like the apple pie one? It tasted like, it just tastes so good. Oh, you're like, there's so much flavor in them. They all had like actual pieces of like dried fruit in them. It was so good. Yum. So I'm gonna have to go. I was gonna buy some, then I got sidetracked, so I'm gonna have to go back and buy some. But it was just so cute there. I'm gonna have to go and take pictures, like ask them, because they had like
because they have a new location. Yes, like, they only have the one location, right?
Correct. Okay. Like they used to have a tea cellar, like they went downstairs of a shop, but it was so small. It was really cute, but it didn't have a lot of room, and I think that they were just like.
Right, like they didn't have a bathroom, they didn't have windows, so now,
So they have all of that stuff. They have this brand new like front, and so they have like all these cute little things. Like you get like a little teeny like tea infuser. They had like all these cute little like little teacups and little like, and they had like these little prongs to get ice crystals. They had like the chunks of ice or chunks of sugar to put in your tea. It was adorable. I need you to go there. And then they had the mugs were really nice of theirs.
Really?
And it was just it was a really cute place. And they had like tables, and then they had mismatched tables, and they had like couches that you could sit on and eat your treats. And then they came around and gave us more treats, and I was like, yes, yes, yes.
Oh, what kind of treats did they have?
Was they had
like tea, like made out of tea, or like?
No, so I think it was just like baked goods that they had baked. So they had like cakes and stuff, and I had gotten a cupcake, and then they had like key lime pie tarts,
and
I love they were pie. So good. They came around with extras. Like, you want some? I was like, yes.
I feel like once when we were there, we got some kind of dessert when it was still in the cellar.
Yeah, I can't remember what we got, but it was really good. So I'm excited to go there and get more teas, and they have a ton. They have like this huge wall. I took a picture of it. It's on my Instagram, and they had like labeled like what kind of teas and whatnot, but it was really cute. So I had a lot of fun, and I think we should go to the next event. It was packed.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'm really happy for them. It was really neat. And someone was there helping you serve the dessert, which was very overwhelming. I was like, I don't want to cut this cake. It's too nice. Because everything looks so nice.
Yeah. I feel like I'm really excited that tea is becoming more mainstream.
Right?
Because when I first started drinking it, like, number one, I'm still like a pariah and weird at work because nobody else drinks it. And they all think it's weird that I do. But like, you know, even that you found these in the dollar section at Target with like the little tea strainer things. It's crazy.
It is. And yeah, I'm going to say like we got a electric kettle at work, and like there's 3 other girls, I think, that drink tea now with me. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I really like it. We need to get an electric tea kettle. We decided for the podcast.
I gotta find a good one though. That's not gonna like shatter or
like taste like metal, like that one.
Right.
But yeah, so that's really fun. I'm glad that tea is mainstream, and I hope that we can do more tea things around here.
We need to go to the tea cellar.
Yes,
and like let's take our mics. Can we podcast live from the tea cellar?
It's so cute here. And then I wrote, we have an addiction.
Yeah, it's true.
It is. I mean, it was when it first came out, it was intense, and then it kind of tapered off, and then now it's.
I've played it off and on though since it came out.
I have not.
So it's Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
It's the mobile app. We love it.
It's so cute. It's just so cute.
It is so cute. You befriend, you get to like pick your outfit and your hair color, and then you have a campsite, and you can decorate it with things that you build.
Right.
And you go find little animal friends and eat fortune cookies and have a garden.
And everyone's so nice. Like,
yes.
You can't be mean in this game.
No, there's no way to be mean in this
game. Did you ever play Animal Crossing? Like
no, I didn't.
I didn't either, but like it's supposed to be coming out on Switch.
Yes.
Who knows when because they keep pushing it back.
Exactly.
But I want to play the actual game so bad.
Me too. So I can't wait till it comes out. But yeah,
And like the whole draw for this stupid game for me is like all the events that they have because you can get exclusive things. And I want to collect all the things.
Yes, I love having all the things, and they're all cute, and you get to redecorate everything.
Yeah, the decorating.
I like getting like different outfits for my person and different like.
Well, and then you can be friends with people, and then you can help them out.
Yes,
with stuff.
you can lend a hand or like give them stuff, and it's really fun.
It's fun. For I don't know what reason.
Yeah, it's something to do. Like if you're like, oh, I'm sitting here bored. You know, I mean, you can read, but then it's also if you're like in a situation where you can't, you can just play this game.
Today, when my son was driving me insane.
Yes.
He kept repeating everything I said and like getting in my face. So I just played Pocket Camp.
Because it's like you can just it's fun. You don't have to really think.
Right, exactly.
So that is our addiction. So I was saying if you have it, let us know. Send us your friend code.
Yeah, we can put our friend codes out there.
We'll definitely put our friend codes out there because I need some friends.
Also, if you're into Reddit, there's a subreddit for Pocket Camp.
Yes.
And they have a monthly thread where you can put your friend code and people add you, and they're like, it's people that are active because they're on a subreddit
for it. Yeah, exactly.
So they're actually going to help you with stuff. And
yeah, because you need friends that are going to like give you a hand or like, because you have to interact with friends for like some kinds of daily challenges and stuff like that.
Right. And so one of our favorite things about the whole game is that you get to decorate your campsite and your cabin and whatever. And the subreddit has a bunch of people who have like, they're just so imaginative with their decorating.
Yeah.
And I just love scrolling through and seeing what other people have done.
I don't have enough stuff because I gave up for a while. I'm only on level 40.
But you have some extra stuff, so you can give it to the trash bird.
I didn't even know the trash bird existed. You're like, why don't you know anything? Oh, because you skipped through all the directions because you're impatient.
Oh, kind of like my son.
Yeah, me and your son have a lot in common. I'm like, I don't care. Elizabeth's just going to show me how to do this.
True. Okay, so this week's topic, finally.
Oh, yeah, finally. We're here.
Memoirs. So that's our March reading challenge. Challenge?
What?
Topic? Theme?
Yeah, theme.
Read a memoir.
Yes, March memoirs.
Do you want to talk about our favorite ones first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, why don't we pick memoirs because I don't think that...
It's not something I normally pick up.
No, it's not like, unless it's a person I know.
Mm-hmm. Or... I don't know. I guess I used to read more memoirs when I wasn't on NetGalley all the time.
Yeah, I think you used to a lot. And I'm more of like, if I know the person, I like them, then I'll pick it up. But it's not something I go to like grab. So I wanted to I'm glad we made it a topic or whatever we just called it. Theme. So my two favorites that came to mind, we have one in common that we read in a book club.
Oh, you have another one to talk about that you read that I didn't read yet, but I want to read.
Cool.
Go ahead, though, with what you're saying.
I don't remember it.
I'll tell you.
Don't worry. I'll refresh your memory. Amy Poehler, Yes, Please. We read that with our moms, and it's really good. I love it when I can hear the person's voice.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's really great is when you're reading a memoir, and, like, they've got all these awesome quotes that you want to remember and, like, go back to later. And then your mom borrows your book and takes all of your page flags out.
Yep, all of them.
She said she didn't know why they were there. Mom, who do you think put them there? You could just ask me.
I bought it like that, duh.
So now I have like one page flag left, and I'm like, well, I don't even know what.
You're gonna have to reread it.
It's probably not in the right spot.
Oh, probably not. I should probably moved it. We read that one. I really liked it. I didn't know that much about her, right? So I really liked that. Because I didn't know, with some actors or comedians and stuff, they don't really show their entire lives. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of nice to get to know them on a personal level.
Yes, it was super interesting.
It was. And then the other one I always talk about was Lily Collins' book. Yeah. And I can't remember what it's called. I'm blanking right now.
Unfiltered?
Yep, Unfiltered. Wow. My brain.
It's in the link.
I hate Unfiltered, No Shame, No Regrets, Just Me. I really like it. I think if you're a young girl, or just, it's just very girl-oriented. Definitely says some things that I wish young Samantha would have heard.
Right.
So that's another one. Which one am I not remembering to talk about?
Anna Kendrick.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one, too.
Scrappy Little Nobody.
Yes.
I really want to read it, but I haven't read it, and you've read it.
Yes. That is, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot about that. Because I also listened to that on audiobooks. But yeah, it's in her voice, which I love listening to things.
I really like her.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I love listening to things and people when they actually like read it themselves. Like I listened to Kevin Hart's too, and it was it was really good. But Kevin gets off track.
Oh no.
All the time. So that audiobook is so long because he tells stories outside of the book to give more detail.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, I've been listening to it for so long because I listen to it in the car, but it's so long that I never get a chance to finish it. But it's really good. It's funny. But Anna Kendrick's is so good. It just tells how dorky she is. And I just enjoy her a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
What's your favorite?
So I also read Yes, Please by Amy Poehler.
Yes.
And then the other one that I read let's see. I read this one when I was in the hospital having my youngest son. It's Stories I Only Tell My Friends by Rob Lowe.
Oh, yeah.
I think this was his
love Rob Lowe.
first memoir that he wrote. He's got 2 or 3 now. This one was really interesting, though, because he talks about, like, his time on set with different movies. And I really love 80s Rob Lowe is my favorite.
From, like, what? Tommy Boy?
God. Hold on. What's he in?
Did you hear me? Tommy Boy?
Yeah, well, that's not 80s. That's like 90s.
Oh, 90s, sorry.
No, 80s Rob Lowe is like young, like almost mullet hair.
Oh, yeah.
St. Elmo's Fire is one of my favorite 80s movies. He's in that, and then he's in About Last Night, which I have both of those. I love St. Elmo's Fire so much. Yeah. So anyway, he talks about some of those movies. He does talk about his time in, what's the movie you just said? Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
And, being friends with Chris Farley. And
does he talk about Parks and Rec? Or is that probably another book? I love him in Parks and Rec. He's so good at his character.
I can't remember for sure because it's been Raylan's 7, so it's
7
been that
years
long since I read it. But I really liked it. So
I think I grabbed one of his at the library, the used bookstore. So I'm gonna read that. I also grabbed a Tina Fey one, which I want to read.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about the memoir you're gonna read?
Yeah. Since you have choices, apparently, I know which one I want to read because I got it on Book Outlet and I got it with a purpose because my friend Hannah, and the author's name's Hannah, not the same one.
Hannah Hart, is it?
Yes, Hannah Hart. My friend Hannah said it was supposed to be really good. It's Hannah Hart's Buffering Unshared Tales of a Life Fully Loaded. She's a YouTube personality. She does Drunk Kitchen.
I was gonna say, doesn't she have a show now too?
Yeah, she has a show. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
So like she doesn't really get drunk on her Drunk Kitchen anymore. But basically, how it started was she used to drink and cook for her friends after a late night, and they're like, "You're so funny, you should videotape this." And that's kind of how it got because she'd have like her friends in the back in case she's being like dangerous, or they would like do the chopping for her and stuff. But she basically would just like drink whatever drink, and then she'd just be a goofball and just do funny things. So it's just really interesting. She talks about, it sounds like she talks about her experiences, family, faith, love, sexuality, self-worth, friendship, and fame. It's just a journal, and I really enjoy it. She is, I think she came out, I don't know if she did a video, but she came out, she's lesbian, she has a fiance, she's from BuzzFeed.
Oh, really?
So her fiance is, I can't think of her name, but she's friends with Hannah Hart and Grace Helbig. They're 3 best friends.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, so I really want to read her book. I heard it's really good, so... yeah, that is what I'm going to read. I'm very excited.
Yay.
What about you? What are your choices? Okay. She brought a bag.
I did. I was going to surprise you with it, but I couldn't keep quiet.
What bag is that?
It's the Marissa Meyer, the couples from her books.
Cute.
Yeah,
okay.
I got it from the novel. They sent it to me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay, so I have choices.
Oh, no.
So I've got Mindy Kaling's book, Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns?
Yes.
Have you read this one?
No, I bought that one, though.
So I've got 2 of her memoirs, but she wrote this one first, so I feel like I should probably read it.
Did you bring both of them?
Out here? No.
Oh. Okay.
That's not no, because I'm only going to read one. I only have time for one. Okay, so Mindy Kaling.
That's the first one.
Or I just got this one in the mail. Actually... Get Read PRs who sent it to me. It's called The Wrong End of the Table, a mostly comic memoir of a Muslim Arab American woman just trying to fit in.
Ooh.
By Acer Salman. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But I thought it looked really good.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's going to be funny, but also like real.
Yeah.
So I thought that one would be interesting. Yeah, I like the cover too, especially because I finally just started eating chickpeas for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And I love them.
Same.
Really, really love them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so that's an option.
That's a good one. I like that one.
One More Thing, Stories and Other Stories by B.J. Novak.
Oh, yes. I forgot when you found that.
Mm-hmm. I love him so much. And the kids have his kids' book that he wrote. It's, The Book with No Pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hilarious. And, I mean, he's hilarious anyway. So I'm really... kind of curious to hear more of his story. I don't know anything about him.
No. You know what he's done, but you don't.
I feel like he's one of those actors that's quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He keeps to himself. So anyway, so I thought that would be interesting.
That sounds good.
And then Bossy Pants by Tina Fey.
Tina Fey. Hey, I have that one too.
Which I just feel like I read Amy Poehler's, so now I want to hear Tina Fey's story because they kind of like
came up together.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So those are my 4 choices.
How are you gonna choose those?
I don't know. I don't know
either. I'm zero help now.
I feel like when it's time to pick up my memoir, I'll just
pick one.
Decide that.
Yeah, I think you should.
I mean, I think I've had Bossy Pants the longest.
Yep. I agree because I think we got that on Book Outlet together.
Because I feel like I got it around the same time I got Yes Please.
Yep.
So maybe it'll be that one since it's been there the longest, but this is the newest. And I really want to read this one, The Wrong End of the Table. And I just posted about this one on my Bookstagram.
Oh, sure. Well, I was going to say, I thought it was going to be clear about, like, Yes, Mindy, but now I have no idea.
How do I choose?
I'm so glad I only have one right now.
How do I choose? Because I feel like these ones are celebrity books, and so there's only going to be so much in there, but this is like a memoir.
Yeah.
And like,
and it's funny. Like, I mean, the other ones are going to be funny, but I don't know.
I feel like this is going to be more of a slice of life than these, because I feel like I know stuff about some of these people anyway. So I don't know. I don't know how to choose.
Oh my god.
So if you guys have any opinions, if you've read any of these, let me know. I don't know what to
Maybe we should do a poll.
That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do a poll in the group.
Just to see what people say. Just be like, hey, I need advice. Does anyone read
Because I feel like the last time I did a Twitter poll, I got 1 vote.
So. It was probably me.
Probably.
Just kidding. Well, yeah, I'm really excited to read the memoirs and talk about them. And I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how to choose.
I'm so glad that I have Tina Fey and I had Rob Lowe, but like Hannah, when my friend Hannah said, you need to read this one, it's really good, that's what like did it for me. I was like, okay, I'm going to go buy it. And I went and bought it.
Right? That's why I feel like I need some insight. Who has read these? Which one should I pick up?
All of them. Let's read all of them now.
Listen, it's almost the end of March already.
I know, don't tell me that.
I have to reread The Hate You Give for the podcast next week.
I'm so excited.
I know, I am too.
I've been like waiting for a reason to read it. And I have.
Well, and I've already read it, but I really want to revisit it, especially because we're going to have a discussion. And so, like, when I first read it, obviously I could go online, but...
Oh, my God. And then we can all watch the movie and then compare and talk about it. Because I love doing that.
Yeah.
Because I was so tempted to watch Ready Player One, because I forgot to read that book the last month. And I was like, no, Samantha, because it's going to give you ideas in your brain and it's going to make you mad.
So Alex and I were going to start a new show, and he was like, it's either going to be Barry on HBO or American Gods. And I was like, well, we can't watch American Gods because I haven't read the book yet.
Yeah, Hannah got me that for Christmas, and she said it's one of the best books she's ever read.
I've heard so many.
So I will read it, and then I will give it to you, and you can read it. You have it too? Why are we reading it together? Why are we terrible at this? How did I not even know that you had
I need to have like a pause month where I read all the things that I need to read instead of all the things I want to read instead of all the things I need to read.
What is the other show about on HBO?
Barry?
Yeah, Barry.
Barry is what's his name? Oh my god, I'm gonna forget his name again. Bill Hader.
Okay, yeah.
He is a hitman, basically.
Yeah, and he's from
he's in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yes, and he's in
like a lot of stuff.
The one where they're drinking. 21. Nope.
Where they're drinking.
He's the cop in it.
Oh, Superbad?
Yeah, Superbad.
Yeah. So he's a hitman, and he has been like killing people for a living for a long time, and they do a job in LA, and he accidentally falls into this acting class and then realizes like he kind of wants to be an actor and he doesn't want to kill people anymore. And so it's just like him navigating both lives. And
is it a comedy?
I don't want to call it a comedy. It's like a drama comedy. Like there is action, obviously a lot of killing because he's a murderer.
I just don't picture him murdering.
Right? Like he doesn't seem like that kind of guy, but it really works.
Yeah.
And so we watch it on HBO. Obviously, that's where it's at. Mm-hmm. But at the end of every episode is Bill Hader and then the other guy, because Bill Hader created it, stars in it, and he helps direct some of the episodes.
Oh, wow.
So, but it's him and the other creator talking about the episode after each one.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, and that's like one of my favorite things. I like the behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah. We used to, do you remember how on DVDs they would have the commentary where you could watch the whole thing? We used to do that all the time. I still do that. If they have a
commentary with the actors and Judd Apatow.
Dude, Where's My Car commentary with Ashton Kutcher and
I feel like I've listened to that.
It's hilarious because they pause it and they talk about stuff and like, what was going on. I love it. I hope that I really want to do that again.
There's a point in the Superbad one where I'm pretty sure Judd Apatow walks out because he gets upset. or mad or whatever. Like, they argue and he walks out or something.
Yeah.
Someone walks out. But anyways, Barry's a good show.
Going back, I'll have to watch it. I did.
There's only one season right now. Season 2 starts in April. And there's not very many episodes. We went through it so fast.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of other shows you can watch, on Hulu, that Canadian show. I don't know what it's called right now. The show in Canada.
Letterkenny.
So there's this show called Letterkenny. And I'm not going to tell you what it's about because that's what Elizabeth did to me. And you just watch the first episode and you let me know how confused you are because I had texted her and I was like, what am I watching, Elizabeth? And it does get good. But the first episode is confusing. They talk really fast. I talk fast. I know I do. But they also use lingo that I don't understand, but it's also really funny.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's
Canadian Hicks. But it's a small town, so there's all different kinds of little cliques and like
there's an emo clique, which I was like, stop coming from.
They're the skids, and there's the hockey players.
Yes,
it is weird.
They talk, weird. But I like that they talk fast. They talk fast about weird issues and deep dive into these weird issues. And I'm like, I'm learning things, but I'm laughing, and this is weird.
Well, so
it's like nothing you've ever seen,
right? So remember how I told you I read that that graphic novel and it was about hockey?
Yeah.
So I went into it, and they're saying different things in this graphic novel, and I'm like, I know what that means because I've watched Letterkenny.
Oh yeah,
and listened to the hockey players talk all the time.
I was gonna say the only thing it reminds me of is Trailer Park Boys.
Okay, which I haven't watched,
just because it's so normal, but also like outlandish and funny in a different world. It's the only comparison I can have to it because I really love Trailer Park Boys. Like, it is one of my favorite shows ever. You need to watch it. I can't believe you've never seen it.
So I also recommended Letterkenny to a lady I work with.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
And then, like, she even texted me later and was like, hey, what was the name of that show? And I was like, oh, no, she's going to watch it. So then I told Alex, and I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this because I feel like people will either love it or hate it. And I'm not really sure how she's going to feel about it. So I've been kind of afraid to ask her.
Well, you also can't, you can't explain it at all. Like, I was like, what am I watching? I, sat there the entire time with my mouth half open being, trying to, understand what was going on because it's very fast-paced. But after it was over, I was like, okay, next episode. And then I went and YouTubed all the people because they're all unknown people.
Well, the star is the creator of that show, too.
Yeah, and so, I didn't know any of them, so I YouTubed the behind the scenes and they did question answers with all the cast and bloopers and stuff. And actually watching the bloopers and stuff because I feel like the characters are so good. It made me realize that because you think that people are like that, but they're not.
Right.
And it's good. I really like it. I'll have to keep watching it. But I just remember watching the first episode being like, what am I watching? What is this?
Well, and then when you texted me that, I started it over and I was like, the first episode is whoa.
It's a little intense.
Whoa.
It's a little intense. It really it introduces you to everything.
Well, because the funny thing is when Alex and I started watching it, it's a Canadian show. And so when it first came out, it was only on Crave TV, which is a Canadian thing. And you couldn't watch it in the States. So we were watching this version of it where someone had recorded it on their phone while they played it on their laptop, and that was illegal, and then they uploaded it to Facebook. And so we were in this group where people just kept sending the episodes in this Facebook group, and it was really weird. So the first time we watched it, it was such a weird experience because it was crappy quality, and we only got to see random episodes. And so when we started it back over, I was like, oh my god, we missed so much.
Really?
Yeah, because it would skip episodes, and then it would skip parts of episodes because it's all. I mean, it was all just someone recording it.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's on. It's on Hulu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. And I don't know if they're still going. I hope so because it's really interesting. And now I've been watching the actresses and actors do interviews and stuff and talk about Letterkenny.
If you follow the show on Twitter, they follow you back.
I'm going to follow you.
Because I kept the email where it said Letterkenny is now following you. I was like, what? What else was I going to say about it? Oh, they do random holiday episodes.
Okay.
And it's so difficult, even having watched however many seasons of this show. They'll do a Christmas episode, and it's in the middle of a season, and there's all these storylines going on, but everything is suspended for that episode. So even though you're wait, that person was supposed to get this big haircut that was this big deal, and they didn't reveal it at the end of the last episode, and now their hair is back to normal, they suspend reality for an episode, and it's very confusing. Because I think they did a Easter episode recently too, and I was
they just
like,
suspended it.
What? There was something happening at the end of the last episode. What? So, anyways,
I really like watching shows from like different countries or different like walks of life. Yeah, I'm like, because it's so interesting, and I enjoy the comedy, especially when I just want to like sit down and like watch something and enjoy it. I go to comedy. So yeah, that's another one. I just want to bring that up because I'm like, it's crazy.
So I feel like this is another chat episode. Yep. Like we talked about Memoirs a little bit.
I'm so sorry. But also, you need to watch Trailer Park Boys because it's hilarious.
Is that on
Netflix?
Okay.
And there's movies. You have to watch them.
Movies?
It's from.
I mean, I know I've heard of it, and like I know you've talked about it, but I just haven't ever started it.
Yeah.
I'm still into Love Island. Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's from Canada too.
Oh,
that's probably why I think
funny.
They probably use the same words and I don't even understand. But yeah, it's really good.
I'll add it to the list.
Yeah. Well, let us know about your memoir. Sorry to get off track.
Yes.
I do want to add more memoirs to my TBR because I don't have that many, to be completely honest. I actually have a
shelf that's like mostly memoirs.
Is it mostly famous people though?
Yeah.
Because I would love memoirs that
exactly like this.
Exactly. Or it's just someone telling their life. No one can see you. Like this.
I'll take a picture of it and put it on my
story.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
It won't be there by Friday.
Do it on Friday.
Maybe I'll post it in the group.
Yeah.
I need help deciding.
Yes, you should post them on the group.
Okay.
Because I think the covers are really pretty. So let us know if you have any memoirs that you've read or are going to read, and maybe...
what you're choosing.
Yes, also what you're choosing. Yes.
Challenge.
Chicka challenge.
What time is it?
Oh, it's 11:30.
No.
That's why we're slowly losing our minds.
No.
Okay, well, we better get going. Elizabeth's sick. We got more tea to drink and books to read. Our social medias are down below. I'll shout out my Bookstagram, Bookish State of Mind.
And you can find me on Instagram, too, at Bookish Connoisseur.
All the links are down in the description. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.